Hey Webster City Middle School, it's November 10th, 2010.
We're your anchors, Noah
And Mary.
This week has been really exciting, right, Mary?
Yeah, and it better stay that way. By the way, Noah, do you remember 5th grade and learning about the colonies?
Sorta, but do you remember having lunch with the principal?
Let's go to Haley and Sarah and see what they have to say about them.
Hello, middle schoolers. This is Haley. What do Pocahontas, King James, and the Pilgrims have in common? They were all involved with the first 3 settlements that were made in North America. Those settlements were Roanoke, Jamestown, and Plymouth. We are also learning about the Mayflower and how it took the Pilgrims from England to Cape Cod. I'm excited to learn more about these settlements. This has been Haley, now to Sarah for another exciting report.
Hey, it's Sarah here, and I'm in room 210 where the 5th graders have lunch with our principal, Miss Hacker-Kluver. Over the next few weeks, there will be 2 to 3 students from each 5th grade homeroom picked to eat with Miss Hacker-Kluver. Miss Hacker-Kluver does this 2 to 3 times a week depending on her schedule. This is a good way for us to learn things about her and for her to get acquainted with the students in the building. To get chosen for this, everyone's name gets put into a bucket and 2 to 3 names are drawn at random. I can't wait until my turn. Now back to the anchors.
The projects in 5th grade history were a blast.
I agree. Those were some good times. Am I right?
Yeah. One thing I don't remember doing is sand science in 6th grade. Do you?
Either I was sick one day or it's a part of one of the many new curriculums here at WCMS.
Are you going to the 5th grade and 6th grade concert?
I don't know. Let's go to Nick and Trent to hear all about them.
Hi, I'm Nick reporting to you from Mr. Buston's room. In science, we have been making sand so we can then study it. To make it, we place 3 stones in a jar, then shake as hard as we can. Here we have the cups which we get to examine our sand. In cup number 1, we have bigger grains of sand. In cup number 2, we have these smaller grains. In cup number 3, we have tiny white sand prisms. You can see that from cup number 1 to cup number 3, the size has decreased exponentially. There's also a 4th cup that is a mystery to us. Location from which these sands came from is yet another mystery. I hope I get a chance to find out. This is Nick, not a Trent on a special report.
Hi, I'm Trent, here to inform you about the upcoming music concert. The 5th and 6th grade classes will be singing songs and playing recorded music. The 5th grade classes, Mrs. Sadler's, Mrs. Moline's, Mrs. Wilms, and Mrs. Johnson's classes will be singing Fly High You Grand Old Flag, Crawdad Song, Hats, Everyday Heroes, and they will also be playing BA Rockstar and BA Black Belt on the recorders in the multi-purpose gym on November 11th at 6:30. Let's take a listen to them right now.
Do it.
to the 6th grade concert. The 5 6th grade classes, Mr. Bussins, Mrs. Turpin's, Mr. Lyons, Mrs. Peters, and Mrs. Bailey's classes will be singing Drill Ye Taters a Drill, Carriers of the Light, America the Beautiful, and Land That We Love in unison, Dance on the Rooftop. And they will also be playing MacGruver on the recorders in the multi-purpose gym on November 11th at 7:30. Here are they rehearsing now. This is sure going to be a musical evening. Now back to the anchors.
I wish I had been able to do that sand stuff.
I remember doing those concerts. Mrs. Coro taught me to play the recorder.
Mary, are you excited for winter sports?
Oh yeah, we're gonna dominate in basketball this year.
I'm sticking with taekwondo, but the Sherlock Holmes play we went to last week was great.
I liked it too. I even had some friends in the play. Maybe we should go hear from Haley and Christopher about the play and sports.
Hi, this is Haley, and as you all know, last Wednesday we went to see Sherlock Holmes, a play put on by the high school. But what some of you may not know is that the 7th grade read the story Sherlock Holmes and the Blue Carbuncle prior to seeing the play. The story is about, of course, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. A police officer comes to Holmes with a mystery. The Countess of Morcar's Blue Carbuncle, or gem, is missing. Through a series of expert deductions and lots of snooping around London, Holmes finds the crook and saves an innocent man. I won't spoil the end, so if you want to know who stole the gem, you'll have to read it yourself. It's elementary. Now to Christopher.
What's up, WCMS? This is Chris. Now that fall sports are over, it's time for winter sports, which means a lot more practices and games to come. The 2 winter sports, as you probably know, are basketball and wrestling. The first basketball game is December 2nd at home for boys and November 29th also at home for girls. The girls' coach is Mr. Hilton and Mrs. Barnafus. The boys' coach is Andy Brim. The wrestling coach is Mr. Dyer and Mr. Lowry. And the first wrestling meet is November 29th at home. Remember to turn in your physical forms, if you haven't already. Good luck this season to all the athletes. Now to the anchors.
There it is.
That was one great play.
Mary dribbles it down the court. She shoots and scores! The crowd goes wild!
While you're in that fantasy of yours, how about we go to Christopher with the news on mock trial?
Your Honor, may I proceed? I'm Christopher, and this year's middle school mock trial case is a civil case about a person who was hit by a flying projectile while attending a baseball game at Principal Park in Des Moines. The object was not a baseball or a bat, but a hot dog wrapped in a t-shirt fired from a launcher on the field during the 7th inning stretch. The plaintiff is suing for damages because the dinosaur baseball team was negligent. On the defense side, the ball team owner is claiming that the plaintiff is at fault for all the beer consumed before and during the game, and the fact that he was hit when he was on his way to his seat with a load of food and drinks. 14 8th graders went to the competition on November 9th in Mason City playing the attorneys and witnesses. We had 2 teams and each team had to perform as a plaintiff and defense. Each trial took about 2 hours. It was a long day and we'll let you know how we did, because as I'm filming this, we don't yet know the verdict. Who was liable? Now back to the anchors.
I sure had a lot of fun with mock trial. I hope we go to state.
Or not.
Hey, you gotta admit, staying after school some days wasn't too bad.
Yeah, sure. But don't forget to think about our veterans for Veterans Day on Thursday.
We will have some veterans visiting our classes and a special event out on the Boulevard of Valor in front of the school.
And remember, the trimester ends on November 18th.
Oh well, we'll see you next time.
From the middle.
Wait, there's breaking news. The teams just got back from Mason City, and what's the verdict?
Woo!